how do you get rid of debt? There's really only three ways you can actually do it, right? Which is either you pay off the full balance, or second, you get a loan at a lower interest rate. You pay off the debt that you owe, but now you're stuck paying these people at a lower interest rate, but you're still stuck with the debt, right? So that's not really how you get rid of debt, but that's how you kind of like transfer debt. And the third way is that you actually have another company negotiate the debt that you actually owe. So if you owe $15,000 in credit card debt, that company steps in, negotiates it down to like $10,000, $3,000, and then charges you a fee for doing that. Now, today I did a lot of research on these companies and what companies actually work best. But before I even get into that, I do want to say something, right? While doing my research, I found a lot of companies out there that are not transparent about anything that they do. And I really want to expose a few companies here, but I really want to get to what the video is about because I don't have a lot of time today, and I don't want to run out of time, right? But for the first thing I do want to say is that the more research I did, the more I found apps like Tally and Moneyline. I found a real appreciation for them because, one, they're very transparent. And although they don't have the best rates or so on, but they're very transparent, and they tell you like what it is from the beginning. Like, hey, we're charging you this, we're charging you that, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't, you don't, right? I like that. I like that a lot. But I did find a lot of alternatives to these apps. And by the way, Zeke04 in 1990, somebody that commented on the last video, you asked me, Tommy, when is the interview going to come with the people from Tally? It's coming this week. They actually just replied to me today, and they told me Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific time, they're actually going to have an interview with me on Skype. So when that's happening, I'm going to make sure to actually tell you guys about it. Now, let's get right into the videos. I personally have been offered a few deals from companies for like around $24,000 to actually get rid of all my debt. That includes student loans, credit cards, and a whole bunch of things like that, right? I personally have a ton of debt, guys, and I told you guys this in the past, but all of my debt is set up in a way so I'm not even being charged interest on it because I was very smart while doing it, right? But these companies that are actually offering me loans, I'm actually going to tell you guys because they actually offer very low rates. So the first company I want to offer you guys is GreenLink Financial and Americor Funding. If you don't understand what I'm saying, literally just click around in the description. I have links to all this stuff. I have information to all this stuff, so you're going to actually see what I'm talking about. But they offer like 5.49% APR. So for example, if you guys owe, let's just use a basic amount. By the way, the average person in America has a credit card debt of around $7,000 to $8,000, and the average person that graduates from college was around $37,000 in student loan debt. So if you think that you might not need these companies in the future, the odds are very likely, unless you're watching my videos and you actually stay away from this stuff, right? But the odds are very likely. And if you're in the hole already, I'm going to make sure you guys get the help that you actually need, right? So for example, GreenLink and Americor basically have the same offer, which is 5.49% APR a year, but Americor actually gives you 12 months to pay off the entire balance without charging you any interest, which is something that I really like. So for example, you owe $20,000 in debt, right? So let's do the math. Right? So the APR is 5.49. We divide it by 12 to get the monthly rate, which is 0.45%, right? So let's do 20,000 times 0.0045. So the interest rate they're going to be charging you on a monthly basis is around $90. And if you want to pay off that $20,000, say like in 6 years, 6 times 12 to get the monthly is 72. So we do $20,000 divided by 72. That's $277 plus what they're charging you, $90. So your minimum payments is around $367, which is not that bad, which is great compared to, for example, if you had a company like Tally charging you 19.99%, that would be 20,000. Okay, let's do 20,000 times 19.99% divided by 12. That'd be 1.66%. So 20,000 times 0.0166%. That would be $333 just in interest. That's a lot. And that's a lot. And plus, if you want to do it for 6 years, let's add another $600. So your payments are like $1,000. So the difference is huge, guys. 20% versus 5.49% is huge. That's why I'm always saying to you guys, really listen to what I'm saying, because there are better options out there. And even if it's 1% difference or 2% difference, or even 3% difference, the amount of money you can actually save is really high. But we all know how loans work, right? We all know how this stuff works. But today, I actually found out another way, which is basically you have another company negotiate the debt for you. And a company that I actually found is called National Debt Relief. And this is the #1 company that actually does this. And what they do is basically they grab your debts. For example, if I owed $20,000 to like Citibank, they call Citibank and they're like, hey, you made a lot of money off of Tommy. you need to lower the debt, right? And or he's not gonna pay basically. And they lower the debt that you actually owe them, so it goes from $20,000 to $5,000. It's not actually like that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I called National Debt today, right? National Debt Relief, which is the #1 company that does this. And I spent around 15 to 30 minutes actually talking to a representative on the phone, trying to get the information that you guys need out of this guy. And he actually tells me, Tommy, the reason companies actually agree to this is because you've been carrying a balance for such a long time that the original money that you actually owed them, they're already like tripled the profits off of it. By the way, it takes a credit card like 3 years to double their money, and it takes you around 10 years to double your money in the stock market. So really consider that. So they double their money like very fast. So they go ahead and they negotiate with the company, and then they lower the debt. And what I like about National Debt Relief is that they charge you a flat fee of between 15 to 20%, and they charge you that fee and they put it inside of your balance. So for example, if you went from $20,000 to $2,000, they charge you 15% on the original balance that you have, which is $20,000, right? It's not on the $2,000 that you're paying now. It's $20,000. So they charge you 20,000. They charge you 15% of the 20,000, which is what you owed originally, which is $3,000 plus the $2,000 that you actually owed. And if you're gonna be paying it off in, like, for example, 4 years, all you have to pay is $104 towards your bill, and you're done. They don't charge you interest or none of that. They negotiate it in a way so the company stops charging you interest, and you just pay them, and they actually build it up. By the way, this process does take between 3 to 6 months. If any other company out there tells you, Tommy or John or Eric, whatever your name is across this camera, we do it in a month or 3 months, they are not being honest to you. Because I spoke to the #1 company, and even he told me, I think his name was Steven, he told me personally, Tommy, listen, if any company offers you something like this, 1 to 3 months, they're lying. And what they're going to do is they're basically going to tell you it's going to take this much money to actually build it up. But in the reality, like 2 months ahead, they're actually going to tell you, hey, we need more money, or that company is going to sue you or something like that. And they're actually going to get more money off of you, and you're going to be stuck. And that's something I don't want you guys to go through. And by the way, if you want to know something else, is that this, right? National American Debt, right? They take around 6 months to actually get this process started and actually like on the road, right? So if your minimum payment is gonna be like $108, they're gonna charge you that minimum payment while they're working the progress. So by the time you actually start the entire process, you're gonna have to pay them like $100 a month. So by the time you actually start, you have like $648 already saved up with them, so they can actually negotiate that with your credit card debt. So they can actually see like, hey, he has the money, he's actually trying to resolve his problems. But before time runs out, guys, I really like this company, by the way. I like the GreenLink company. I like the Americor company, and I like the National Debt company. What is it? The National Debt Relief company. I like all 3 of these companies, but I like them because of something that you guys probably noticed, and it's because of integrity, and it's also because transparency. And I like transparency because if you're gonna charge me an amount, tell me you're gonna charge me that amount. If you're not gonna charge me that amount, tell me why. If I ask you any questions, answer the questions. And all 3 of these companies actually did a good job at doing this. Now, one company that I did not like is this third-party company, which is called the Lender Tree, and they actually connect you to a whole bunch of funding sources and people that actually get you lower rates on your mortgages, and they make money by referring you to these companies, right? It's like a third-party place. If you just go straight to the person, then you can cut out the middleman, so you don't need to do that BS. But I called them, and I acted like I was someone like very important on the phone, and they gave me some of their contacts. And one of the contacts that they actually gave me was Beyond Finance. Now, these people I do not recommend, and this is the reason I don't recommend them, because I called them and I texted them on the internet, the web thing, the entire chat thing they have on their website, and I checked their rates. Their rates are between 3.99%. No. Their rates are between 5.99% to 35.99%. So what these people are vultures. And when you call them or when you try to chat to them, they won't tell you their rates. You have to read their entire like term list. You have to read a whole bunch of ish so you can actually find out without actually talking to them. And I spoke to one of them, and they sound like this type of people that they literally think this, right? They think that because you're in debt, because you need help, because you made a mistake, because something happened in your life and now you're stuck in the situation, they're going to take advantage of you. And they're going to take advantage of you because they think you're desperate, honestly. They think you're desperate. They think you need the money. They think you need all the help you can actually get. And they're going to take advantage of you because you're desperate. And when someone's desperate, and by the way, whenever you're desperate, don't call one of these companies. Like, calm down, call a whole bunch of companies and actually try to negotiate and actually find out what the best option is for you. Never go with the first option, even if the first option sounds like the best. Even if you go through 50 options and you still go back to the first option, never go with the first option, because these people I'm gonna say the name again. It's called Beyond Finance. They won't tell you the interest rate. They won't give you any information. And they told me they were gonna call me back to give me this information. I've been waiting for hours. I haven't gotten a call back since. So I don't want you guys to go to that company, and I want you guys to do something. Stay away from any company out there that won't give you information that you're asking for, like their interest rate, how it works, the terms. And by the way, I'm thinking what it's called, the National Debt Relief guy, he told me, Tommy, if any company is telling you they do it between 3 to 5 months or even 1 to 3 months, this process takes 6 months. 6 months. That company, which is Beyond Finance, told me they're going to do it between 1 to 4 months. So they're obviously not doing something that's correct. And if they charge you, for example, guys, I'm out of time. I only have like 40 seconds left, right? But if you owe $20,000 and they're going to charge you 30% of that money just to get the job done, they're charging you $6,000, bro. Why? Why would he do that? And if you say, for example, the credit card agrees to negotiate it down to $5,000, well, now you owe $11,000. You think, oh my gosh, I saved $9,000, but no, they're not supposed to do that. So go to National Debt Relief. They're actually gonna fix you up, and I really like that company, guys. My name is TommyBryson. If you don't know me, you know me now. Go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment, and do all that fancy stuff. Every comment gets a video 1,000 views. If you don't believe me, go ahead and try it. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace. I'm sorry, I ran out of time. One last thing I do want to say before the video cuts out, which it already has. These people negotiate your debt, right? But they don't negotiate it with anybody, right? So they negotiate credit card debt, personal loans, lines of credit, medical bills, collections, business debts, and certain student loan debts, right? But they don't negotiate lawsuits, IRS debt, utility bills, auto loans, mortgages, or any other secure type of debts, right? And if any companies offered you that, make sure that you're not being scammed, because there are scammers out there. And if you need any more information, guys, I literally made a full description down there in the comments below, so you can actually see what they're actually about. So read the description, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace for the second time, and love and happiness. Yeah, peace.
You've got to start at the bottom if you're ever gonna reach the top. You've gotta watch all the